What's up, you guys? Denise, what were you doing?
I was hoping I did it on time. I thought I had lipstick on my teeth and I was checking my phone to see because I was like, oh, I'm going to smile when this show opens up. But then I was like, what if I have lipstick on my teeth? And so I was checking and then the intro ended and I saw you and I was like, oh, oops. My bad.
God. Guys, leave a thumbs up on this video. It's Sean Ross App. It's Fightful. And it's June 6th, 2022. We have just a ton of coverage for you guys. You saw it, Hell in a Cell, in your house. We had interviews last week with AOP and Joe Gacy. We're dropping 2 this week ahead of NWA Always Ready. I got Carrie Morton and Kylan King. Kylan King gives some insight on why she's not on AEW anymore. Carrie Morton talks about how sometimes you just got to slap Enzo Amore in the face. They're very good interviews. Carrie Morton is the son of Ricky Morton. Check it out, guys. And it's my Lots of good stuff. You to my co-commentator, Denise Salcedo here, without lipstick on her teeth. Denise, how are you?
Beautiful, non-good stuff. See, now you're making, why are you making that face? It's making me feel like I have lipstick all over my teeth.
You don't.
Yeah, you went like this, like when someone's trying to tell you, like, oh, check your teeth. You got something on your teeth.
I just smile real big, Denise.
Yeah, see, now I'm just uncomfortable.
I just smile like this all day.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't walk around doing that smile. You're not just like walking around.
I do. This is how I smile.
Fine.
This show brought to you by NordVPN.com/Fightful. And of course, FightfulSelect.com. Today, we broke some news about Cody Rhodes, his injury. We'll actually correct WWE on one here in a few minutes, but go over there, subscribe. We got lots of news. We had the Raw rundown ahead of time, including I broke the news that Becky Lynch was in the 24/7 title picture, Denise. You know, that's the important stuff. But check it out, FightfulSelect.com. That's the most direct way to support us. And if you like an even more negative review, Alex Palowski will be over there with Sour Graps tonight. So get your super chats in, get your humper chats in. If you say, what's a humper chat? Go to humperchats.com. It's our Streamlabs platform. The benefit of humper chats, beyond us getting to keep more of it, is say it's 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. during the show, and you want to leave a chat to have it read on the air. Maybe you don't even watch the show live, but you want to check it out tomorrow. Humperchats.com lets you do that. Head over there, check it out. You can also donate a super chat here on youtube.com/Fightful. Make sure to subscribe. I want us to hit 100K. I'd like to this year, but it ain't going to happen.
Why do you say that, Sean? You got to have hope. You have to have faith. If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you?
I hope you would believe in me, Denise. I believe in you.
No, I believe in me.
Well, either way, the show kicked off with a Cody Rhodes promo. Now, I got to say, I did have this confirmed, by the way. Commentary repeatedly said, he's having surgery Wednesday. I asked about 5 times. It's Thursday. He's getting into Birmingham, Alabama Wednesday, so he can stay overnight and have the surgery Thursday. So, as we reported on Fightful Select, Cody Rhodes is set for surgery on Thursday, but he came out, Denise, and he does the thing that he does. He cries when he's talking about his family. I was waiting for it. You know what it is, don't you? You know the...
No, I don't.
That facial expression where he starts talking and he goes...
I've never seen Cody make that face ever.
You've never seen
Sean,
it?
never.
Come on. You don't watch the show enough. Come on.
I watched every show. I've never seen that face.
Everybody in the
Cody
chat
before.
Everybody in the chat, throw up the Fs if you know what that is.
Absolutely nobody.
Oh, I guarantee we're about to hit a lot of Fs. We're about to hit a lot of them. Look at it. Look at it. Fighting back tears. Seen it. They know. They know. Come on. Come on. The Cody face looks away because he's about to cry. Look at this.
No, that's so mean.
I love Cody. He's amazing.
I want a screenshot.
Somebody DM me.
Screenshot of the face.
Somebody DM me the screenshot.
Do it again.
You know what it is. Look, everybody in our chat are getting spammed.
I never paid attention to it though. Okay, Everybody has one face. We are all gonna make the same. We're all gonna make the same facial expressions at certain times.
I know,
I mean,
but that's
how many facial expressions can one person make?
a lot, Denise.
Okay, but maybe that's his go-to, you know?
Look at the chat. It's insane.
He's off the mark with that
It's
shot.
insane. I can't wait till somebody DMs me a picture of this. But, her face hurts.
Yeah, because you were like,
Oh, it's amazing. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
okay, but you're like, my face hurts so bad and you're touching your
listen,
nose.
Allie Cease just sent me a...
Put it up. Put it up.
Well, she sent me the GIF, but I can't save the GIF.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. I got it. I
That's a
screenshotted it.
Okay,
I
yes.
screenshotted it.
I want to see it. Aw, that's mean.
No,
That's
it's not mean.
That's not like that. I don't feel like I've seen that face
Just
before.
can't
Maybe I
hold
need to
it.
see
You
the
just
gif.
can't.
It doesn't
Smash
like
them.
that
You gotta
one was
see
like
it.
no, that one's like a different kind of a face.
Oh, man. Hey, if somebody wants to send me the video clip, I mean, oh, no. I'm getting flooded with messages. Joel says, come on, Denise. It's the face.
I don't like no, I just never paid attention to the face.
It's
Mistimes
the
that one.
face.
I feel like
and-
if I see the GIF, then maybe I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the face you're talking
Oh,
about.
man,
But
see,
when you're reenacting it to me, it's just like I don't recall Cody making
If
that
anybody can email me the GIF at Sean@fightful.com.
Oh my God. face. God, I'll Google it afterwards. Okay,
or an
just like
MP4.
A nice
You
dose
got
did
of
it.
somebody
comes
like
Denise.
tweet me or something? What?
Denise.
What?
Somebody can link me to it there. I love
Okay,
him.
see, this is
I
a better
love the guy.
screenshot, okay?
I love the
Wait,
guy.
put it back again, put it back again, put it back again.
Tries
See
to
one more
drive
time.
that, but mistimes.
Oh, but doesn't everybody make that face
But
when they want to cry a little bit?
I know that's a thing. He does it a lot. But I mean, goddamn, you know, his arm's barely holding on. His vest pretty much matched his chest by the time the show started. Oh my God, this guy. And Far5222 says the Cody cry face is the greatest thing he does on cue. N. Simmons says, Cody, when you mention fam.
Can you make yourself cry, Sean? Like on your own?
I used to be able to, like when
Like
I
on
did some
cue?
stage stuff. Yeah, I was able to, but I don't know if I could anymore.
I think I could, like if I pull a nostril or something,
So
something that
wide
would
there.
hurt. Like that would hurt.
I don't think I can. I mean, there are times when I want
You
to
gotta
with
think
all
of
these
something
lights. in my
sad.
face. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I mean, I'm
like,
doing
if
this
I think
show
of
right
something
now.
sad, I can definitely cry. Like on the spot if I think about it. Like
Hey,
really, really
check
sad.
your tweets, Denise. Allie sent you a tweet.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody's sending me the GIF.
Oh yeah, I just saw it. Okay, I've seen that face.
Yes, of
okay,
course.
okay, I've seen the face. I just don't pay attention to like the face
And they get a
face.
single there.
But I've
Please
seen
leave
it.
it.
I know that face.
Please leave a thumbs up on the
You
video
didn't
if you've
do
seen.
that face.
I know he's about to. Please leave the thumbs up on the video if you've seen that face. We would greatly appreciate it. But this crazy son of a bitch, Cody, is teasing doing Money in the Bank. Now, he ain't doing Money in the Bank. That ain't happening.
How do you know for sure, Sean?
Well, that would be stupid. Well, okay, you know what? WWE let him out there last night, so maybe they will.
That's what I was gonna say. I was literally gonna. I tweeted this. I said it's going to be crazy if he's there at Money in the Bank because that's only like less than a month away. But then it was crazy that he was in this match last night. So I think at this point, crazy's out the window.
That's fair. That's fair. Josh's Town says, no chance Cody could be in Money in the Bank, right? But the tease. No, his ass ain't in Money in the Bank. No, he ain't doing
take
Money
the
in the
single.
Bank. Get out of here.
What are the chances? Like, what's the fastest you think somebody can recover from an injury like that? Like the fastest, like realistically.
Yes.
Not ideally, realistically.
I don't think that
all the
John
way.
Cena's
Wonderful.
injury was as severe as they claimed it was when he came back in about 3.5 months.
So then with Cody's being worse, definitely more than the 3 months.
I think we're looking at 4 or 5 at least. At
Okay.
least.
Okay, so 4 or 5 at
So-
least.
We're going to talk about the fantasy booking because I think there's some slam dunk. There's a lot of options here. But Seth Rollins comes out and he says that Cody Rhodes earned his respect and he
Good
shook his
precision
hand.
with the throw back from
And
the
then
deep.
he says something that carries some weight to it. He said, I know you don't need to hear this from me, but your dad would be very proud. And Seth Rollins was one of Dusty's kids in NXT, so that does carry some weight. But then Seth Rollins hits Cody in the back of the head with a sledgehammer. Cody does not want to be stretchered out. And that's how we end it. We get the sledgehammer to the pec.
That's what the crowd have come to see.
I thought this was a
Nicely
fantastic
played.
segment. Before we talk about Cody possibly coming back, what do you think of the segment?
All right, well, I'm going to be full of unpopular opinions today. All right, so
Jesus.
I'm sorry. You know what? Throw me on the show with Alex today because I feel like today I belong there. Okay, so for reals though, I legitimately, like, I get why they did the post-match attack, okay? I'm not an idiot. I get why they did it. More heat, pal. Good shit, pal. More heat. I get all that, okay? But I really, really would have liked, it felt, you know when you just do too much? It felt good with the way that they ended things with Seth Rollins basically started. When Seth Rollins said, I don't like you, but I respect you. I thought, okay, just because Seth Rollins said what he said today, all of a sudden I'm not going to forget that he's a heel next week. Like, he's still going to be a heel, right? But you let bygones be bygones. And so I liked that. And I know I saw your whole tweet about the booking and all of this.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Okay,
fine. I'll argue that in just a second. But it's part of my point as to why I didn't like the
Sure. I don't disagree with you.
Really quickly. The reason why I didn't like it is because I know that this is going to continue. I know the whole blah, blah, blah thing. I'm ready for Cody Rhodes when he comes back to move on to next opponents. I don't really feel like we need to have more of Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, because we just got that. He can't be his, like, only opponent. And when he comes back, he goes back into this feud with Seth Rollins. Like, please give me some other flavors here.
I don't disagree with you at all. Like, I think it should have really, really stopped with Seth Rollins being like, okay, I get it. And then if you wanted to do the Seth is the diabolical son of a bitch, you could have went with something different for Seth for a while and then done what I mentioned on Twitter, which I think Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank as a guy who shouldn't be there because he lost a bunch and Cody deserved it more is a great touch. Then when Cody wins the Royal Rumble, when he comes back, I think that's the play right now. Seth wins the WWE title that Cody was after, and that leads to that match. Or Seth Rollins inserts himself into Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, just like he did 8 years before with Brock Lesnar. I think there are ways to do that. I agree. I'm with you. I don't think they should do it again. It's just, it's WWE, so I don't think they can help themselves. So my fantasy booking is essentially limited to what do I think is realistic within a realm of possibility that WWE would do. And what does WWE do? The same shit over and over again. Like, even with Cody. Cody is one of the best booked people on the roster, and he still had the same pay-per-view match literally his entire WWE run.
That's 4 all the way.
So we've got Joel saying Cody's going to pull a Brock, come out at the last second, climb the ladder, grab the briefcase. Like, he could do that without wrestling, and that would be hilariously stupid. Like, that, I guess that could be a way to keep him on TV, Denise.
Yeah, but then even just trying to, like, get into the ring and then steady yourself to climb the ladder, he's not going to, like, just magically fly up there.
Yeah, I just, I think, oh, man. I just keep thinking about it. I'm like, WWE could just have him run out, climb up the ladder with a surgically repaired arm, grab the briefcase, and then it's like, he doesn't have to be on TV with the briefcase.
So what, just not have him win the briefcase, but then have him not be on TV? He can cut promos, can he?
He can cut promos.
But then people would get sick of it, though. People would be like, oh, I'm tired. He's coming out and he's saying the same thing every week.
So what
I can already hear it now.
So when Brock won Money in the Bank, they blew it in a month, right? Because they're dumb. I thought it would have been great. Do you remember when Brock won that Money in the Bank?
No, I don't even remember.
So Brock won and Seth Rollins was champion. He was a babyface champion. And they could have used Brock without using him because all it takes to distract somebody with Brock Lesnar is his music hitting. Like, if Dana Brooke, all due respect, if her music hits, you ain't gonna be that worried. If Brock Lesnar's music hits, you're gonna go, what is going on here? So that is enough of a distraction. If a big top names like has that, they can kind of play those mind games and not even be there, so to speak. I don't know if Cody can pull that off.
Maybe. He has the song that's like, you know, gets people going, kind of.
Graham says that he zip lines directly to the cage 25 minutes in.
Oh,
And
pick
Matt
someone
James
Get
is-
else.
it? Wait,
Good
explain
shot.
that person's super chat and get it.
He like rides a zip line like Shawn Michaels did at WrestleMania 12.
Okay.
Gets it.
Sorry. I thought, never mind.
No. Matt James says, do we think maybe we get Homelander versus Peacemaker, Cody versus Cena, or is Cena just coming for a curtain call? I hope Cena's coming in for a couple
take a
matches,
single.
but now that Edge is a babyface, I was hopeful we'd get at least one more Edge Cena match, but I don't think we're getting that. I think it's going to be Theory and Cena, which we'll talk about later.
You want to see, you feel like he's actually going to come in and do an actual program? I kind of felt like he was, the way that they made it seem is like he's just going to come in and make like an appearance and that's it. Like I'm not even sure if I'm expecting an entire program.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, Omar says, update, I can now breathe
Very
compared to 2
firmly.
weeks ago. Hey, we're glad you're doing better, buddy. And Joe says, for what it's worth, in 97, my dad tore his bicep in week 2 of the bowling league. He bowled the rest of the season with a torn freaking bicep and won the league. It's a Kurt Angle levels.
Oh, wow.
MJ Johnson says, praise be to the drip god for being such a great worker and keeping Cody safe last night. Seth is amazing. They had an incredible match. It was very special.
Praise
And-
be.
Very troubling.
Bob
line
says,
there
does
from
Cody
the
have a
bowler.
backup pec to replace the torn one or something? He ain't coming back by Money in the Bank. Maybe day 1, 2023, or the Rumble.
I
Yeah, I
forgot
wouldn't
about
see that
day
happening.
1.
Yeah.
We still doing that this year? Day 1?
I mean,
Probably.
sure.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that delivery. Just a
I would
superb shot.
imagine. I mean, it's on I think it's on a Sunday this year. Let me see.
I don't know.
Yeah,
just wondering.
January 2023. It's
Okay.
a Sunday, so they're probably going to do it.
Okay.
We've got Joel Wood saying Seth goes up for the briefcase, then Cody comes out last second like Brock, and Seth plays the Ali role. Cody snatches it from Seth. I would die. That would be kind of funny. Any other thoughts on this, Denise?
No, I said my piece on it. That was it.
Alex says, yes, Denise, join the dark side. Give into your hatred. The sour transformation will be complete.
Damn, this sounds like I'm about to join the Judgment Day, or I'm about to join the House of Black.
Great bowling.
Jambeard says that I can't be mean and mute Denise anymore, or your pay pigs will come after me.
Oh my God, did you see that?
Did do that. I thought it was very funny.
Did you know that term, pay pigs?
Of course, you see it all over Twitter. Like, oh my
What?
God, yeah.
Where?
All over Twitter.
The
My
batsmen were
God,
playing
are you
all their
kidding
shots
me?
that over.
Okay,
Very
well, I had
expensive.
never heard of that in my entire
The
life,
right
and
armour
I
is
just
sheltered
thought,
to bowl from the south
okay,
end.
well, pardon me that I didn't know what a pay pig was. It just sounds
Yeah,
so
I wish I
ugly.
didn't. I sure wish I didn't, but
Have you had any
Mistimes
pay
that
pig
one.
offers?
oh yeah, I have.
You
I
have?
Oh God,
And you
people
haven't
try to
shared
buy
this information?
people try to buy feet shit from me all the time, Denise. Like
You get feet picture
people
requests?
I got
Great
by the
shot.
way, guys, buy a Cameo. All the proceeds go towards any number of charities. But somebody tried to buy a Cameo from me and tried to get me to do
Sorry.
feet stuff. They were not
so
slick
they
about
wanted
it. at
a
all.
video of your feet.
Oh yeah.
Like
They-
what?
they-
Like toe
They said it was
wiggling?
for a project. Yeah, I
A
know what
school
that
project?
project is. Come on, let's be real. I know what the project is. And then I sent them a Cameo, and I was like, "Come on, you're not slick." And they left me a 0-star rating. So when you get on Cameo, and I got like 4.8
there.
stars, that's why. That's why I don't have 5.
You got. Sorry, I'm gonna choke right now. You got a 0-star rating because you wouldn't send a video of your feet. Okay, but
appeal.
usually when people send video requests, they put instructions. What
did.
instructions did he give you?
That was it. They said that they wanted me to pretend to be tired and like curl and flex my toes.
Stop it! I'm visualizing
I posted it on Twitter
didn't
once.
see I did not. Okay, so they wanted to see tired toes.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Stop it! I'm
Easy
dead.
over.
Jambeard says, asking for feet pics are the true heel turn. I
Cena,
got some weathered
post
feet
bowlers
too. Like, I
coming
mean,
with
I did a
attack
lot of
from
years
the
of
north
Muay Thai
end.
and
We don't
kickboxing,
need
Denise.
to know.
They ain't pretty. They ain't pretty.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do feet pick stuff, Like, at least
Well,
do it for a good price.
If we do it, it's going to be called
And 3 for
Feetful
1.
Select for sure. That's
I
what it's
just-
going to be called.
Wow. Like,
That's
full
what it's
on
gonna be
video,
called.
not even a picture.
No.
I'm just dead right now.
Joel Wood says new Fightful show. Denise just Googles random words and shows her reaction. That's a good idea.
I thought he misspelled PayPal.
Well,
Wait, you want to PayPal me?
Reaches
Sure.
50.
But
And
then
it's
I don't
hit
even
the
know.
run
I don't
right
even know.
to-
This is just weird. It's just too
so
weird.
the next time we do the list and your girl goes on, I'm just going to explain to you or have you read aloud horrible things. I can't wait.
Yeah, sure, but pay me extra for that.
Swing and a miss.
Brett Jones says, I'd rather have Raw that's unpredictable than agree with everything they do. I'm here for it. Yeah, sure. I want to feel like it's spontaneous, like anything could happen.
Spontaneous doesn't mean stupid.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Daniel Brown says, unpopular take. Cody's promos about his father are getting old to me. Miz is still the best WWE has on the mic.
This one was more about his daughter, though.
Yeah,
I
it
felt.
was.
This one
I
was more
felt
about
so
his
too.
daughter and how he wanted her to see when she grew up and she watched this match that in the darkest period of her father's life, instead of like standing down and stood up and fought.
Very
Yeah.
tidy over that one.
Yeah, I agree. Daniel Brown says Miz is the best WWE has on the mic still. Well, I disagree with that. Says
Here's
Liv
my
is,
thing though, Sean. If your feet are ugly, why don't you mind sending feet pics then?
no thanks.
I feel like if somebody has beautiful
Chance
feet,
here.
you don't want to show them, but if they're ugly,
take
it's
the
okay.
single.
But he also says Liv's been awesome lately, but no Charlotte, Sasha, and Bailey is killing the women's division. It doesn't help, but I mean, I
Oh,
think
great
they've got
shot.
enough depth there. They just got to utilize it. And they utilized the depth tonight as Dana Brooke defeated Becky Lynch. Now, I don't like this under any circumstances. I don't give a shit. I think it's stupid. Nerd Guru says, Becky is not buried, people. Chill. You know what? This did not make me want to see Asuka versus Becky Lynch anymore. And I'm going to give you guys the rundown of how we set it up. This match starts, and then the 24/7 title geeks run out, and Dana Brooke pins Akira Tozawa and wins the
Another
title.
run added.
And Becky, I love it. Becky did more for the 24/7 title than WWE has done in the last 2 years. She said, no, nobody else is going to win titles during my matches with me, so you're going to defend that title against me right now. Becky just saying that she gave enough of a shit about it to want to win it did more for that title than the booking has done for it in ages. However, I love the follow-up. This is what I had wanted out of the 24/7 title. She said, if any of you
Reasonably good
mess
over
with this
there.
match, I'm going to bash your faces in. And that's the champion I've kind of wanted for a long time. That was like The Undertaker. Nobody wanted to come after The Undertaker when he had the hardcore title because it's The Undertaker. Like, that's the way that you could at least do another sense of I don't know, entertainment out of this. I don't think there's anything wrong with having Becky involved with something entertaining, because this would not have been the belt making the person. This would have definitely been the person making the belt. Now, is that my first choice for her? Hell no. But considering the
They take
booking
a
and the way
single.
that it went, I was like, it could be fun. Then Becky Lynch lost. A distraction, and then Asuka cheating. There are no clean wins in WWE, it feels like. But this is what happened
Well,
to me.
for legal purposes, I cannot talk about this match, Sean, because the Twitter folk are already trying to like murder me on Twitter over my opinions for this match and for this outcome. And so
Plays and misses.
all I want to say is that if you've been watching these Raw post shows, you know that I'm not a fan of the 24/7 title picture. I have not been for a very long time. I think it's the worst thing that they've been doing on the show. Therefore, with that being said, they have
run there.
anybody that's been associated with the 24/7 championship picture has sort of been brought down to a certain level, okay? It just happens when you do something like that super lame consistently, and it's so
Everything
hokey that
that
it's
over.
not even like remotely entertaining. It's just like
This
not
bowler
good.
knows how to give the ball an
You get
almighty
brought
twist.
down to a
Let's
certain
see how they
level.
go.
Okay, so Becky Lynch is literally like your biggest star in the company. I would not be putting her in this 24/7 title picture. Like I don't care for what reasons, and everybody's like, this is the downfall of Becky Lynch. It goes with the story. No. No. I'm sorry, but you do not associate Becky Lynch with the
That's what the crowd
24/7
have come
title
to see.
picture.
Nicely
And
played.
the match and in the way that they had her lose, and they had Asuka, keep the leg down. It was embarrassing. I'm sorry, but it was embarrassing. It was not good. I just think that Becky Lynch is too big of a star to be associated with this. And I didn't like it, and I'm not a fan of it. And I know some people will trash me on YouTube as they are on Twitter over this, but I'm sorry. I was not a fan of it, and I just did not like it. I thought that it's not something that you want to associate your biggest star in the company with. And I stand by that. I refuse. I'm
Batsman
not going to
defending
take
that
this
one.
back.
Nice delivery.
I don't disagree with you there either. I think it's a fair criticism. My criticism is more in the vein of like, well, this booking sucks. Here's how we make the best of it, type of thing. So I don't necessarily disagree with you. It's a stupid. I thought it was bad to have Becky Lynch lose here.
There's so many
Batsmen
ideas
weren't
of
given
what
much
you
of an
can do with
opportunity in that
Becky
over.
Lynch. Why this? There's so many ideas that you can do for her and Asuka to build heat. Like, why this? I'm sorry, but it's just, no. You got to separate certain things on the show.
Sure. Hey, what's that over
good
there?
shot.
Says Walter could make the 24/7 title more relevant. I think he's about to get the Intercontinental title.
I hope
Jam
they
Beard.
give him the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, me too. Jambeard says, not sure if it's a hot take or not, but Moss is probably the best 24/7 champion they've had. He had actual matches for it. There's been very little I've liked
Just a
about
lack
that,
of
and it should be one of the
concentration
most fun titles that there is.
There's a lot of potential for that to be fun, but I mean, I'm sorry, but after the whole wedding thing that happened, I completely tuned it out. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
There's things that I like that are funny that I could roll with. This ain't it for me. This ain't it. The 24/7 title picture has not been it for me.
Nerd Guru says, as the biggest Becky mark, of course I hated the segment, but I understood the logic behind it. Asuka said she was going to stop Becky's comeback, and that's what's happening. Becky knows what she's doing. This was a story, not a burial, people.
Nobody's saying it's a burial. It does not look good.
It's the same story we've heard. Okay, they have their matches, and then after they have their matches, which, by the way, we've seen them already 50-50.
Yes. No.
One of them costs another one a match, and it's like, all right, cool. That's neat. Cool, another screwy finish. It ain't for me. If it's for you, that's fine. If you all like it,
not
that's
for me.
fine. All I can do is make the best of this bad booking, and I just didn't think it was good booking. ZDB Money says, I spend every day
Just
watching you on here.
overstepping the
Definitely helped
line
me
there.
through some of my depression. Much love, man. From a fellow Kraken Fight team member. Well, I don't
Free hit coming up.
recognize
The only
that
way to
name,
get out
but
here is from a run out.
send me who you are, and I'll probably will recognize you since I spent a lot of my years on that team.
Catch it.
Is TV? Boy, this was something.
Bit
So they
expensive
promoted
in that
they promoted Miz and Mrs. Maurice looks wonderful. She's a star. She's great per usual. But Riddle comes out, and Miz is denigrating him, and then Riddle's like, "You have little balls."
Plays that defensively.
And Miz is like,
Good
"No, I
ball.
don't." Tell him, Maurice. And Maurice is like, "He has average balls, above average, big balls, huge, massive, gigantic." And then Riddle's like, "Show
Probably
us,
the hardest
show us
part
your
of
balls."
taking that catch
And the
is
crowd is
being
like,
worried about dropping
show us
such
your
an easy
balls.
chance.
I'm like, what is going on here? And then they do a match, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure people were asking to see the dude's testicles. Like that was the context. And then during the match, his pants get ripped off. And then during the match,
The new batsman make
Ciampa
their way to
just
the
shows
middle.
up
Been a long wait for them.
and
They'll
knees
be
Riddle in
rearing
the
to go.
head. Now, were there parts of this that made me laugh? Yes, there were. But then
Livingston
after
with a
Ciampa,
beauty.
like, came out, Riddle won. This thing was all over the place.
Nice shot, that one.
This was Wild as hell. What the hell?
And that's 50.
Where do I begin? I thought some of the lines that Riddle had, they were funny. I hate to give this answer, but it's my real answer. And my real answer is that anything that is Miz TV related, it instantly makes me want to look any other direction than the television screen. And it's very, very hard for me to get invested in this. Like, Riddle coming out was a fresh of breath air, just because I at least know that he's going to come out and have some good lines in
What
here.
did you just say?
Attack from the north end.
Did you just say a fresh of breath air?
Breath of fresh air. Did I say it
I
backwards?
think you said a fresh of breath air.
Whatever. You know what I'm trying to get at. Damn.
Fuller.
Oh, Jesus.
Can I just speak now?
Yeah.
It was a breath of fresh of breath. No, breath of fresh. Now you confuse me. A breath of fresh air, right? No, now you're confusing me. What's the saying?
For a great
Yes.
shot.
Breath
Joel
air.
says, I'm at work and my boss just walked in and Sean says, show us your balls. Thank you, Sean. My next 8 hours are going to be very awkward. I just watched a wrestling show, man. That's it. And that's what they were talking about, showing each other their balls. Like,
What do you think his boss thinks he's watching?
One more to the score.
I want to know what the boss thinks he's watching now.
I don't know. What do you think? I'm confused. I can't think of anything that would be on the. Okay,
Hit
maybe
that hard and fast.
What are we talking about?
balls.
I know, but are we still talking about the...
Oh wow, this person says Dylan Bowling trained a few times with you
Wait,
and
come
Brandon.
back. Did this
We
person
rolled
call
a
me a
few times.
mother?
I got people that I trained with sending super chats. Let them get their money in. Says we rolled a few times. Love to see you succeeding. Well, thank you very much. It's always great to see people that I've worked with in the past. Pbks says this MF just said fresh of breath air.
Hold the phone. Patriarchy, what's his name? Patriarchy Gillespie. You do not call me an MF or pay more money for that super chat to get the whole word in there.
Cadillac says this post show is a fresh of breath air.
Breath
And
air,
Joel
fresh
says
air,
I'm on the company
whatever.
Wi-Fi, so whatever he thinks, it's not good. Michael Key says at the end of the day, a fresh of breath air was needed.
Oh.
Hashtag
bowler won't
fresh
like
of
that at
You're
breath
all.
welcome.
air.
You know what, Sean? You're welcome. I got something else over on this show. Last time it was the end of the day. At the end of the day, now it's fresh of breath air.
Well, Connor says Riddle on Miz TV was very entertaining. Also, the Finn and Judgment Day swerve was well
And a single
done.
taken.
We'll talk about that Judgment Day thing. Riddle, I did laugh at that, but I bet you Riddle and Miz face off again next week.
Can I start skipping certain segments?
mean,
Can we do
don't
a
watch
show
them, so what's
where
it
you
matter?
tell me what happened on Raw?
Yes.
I'm gonna get in
We'll
trouble,
do.
aren't I? You have the look like you're about to yell at me. You look
Storm and-
very
I
frustrated right now.
swear I'm just going to mute you every time I start to talk. Storm and Norm says the 24/7 title should be treated like the BTE belt. Defend it in online skits, get it off TV, cut the shit fence. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it being defended
He'll
in
get two for
online
that.
skits,
Good
but
shot.
it should just be booked better. It should just be booked better. Patriarch says, sorry, Denise, I didn't invent the meme phrase. And Rye Gillen says,
What now?
this is Denise's favorite show is the Breath Prince of Fresh Air.
Oh my god, I hate this. Oh shit.
super
Oh
two
shit.
in there.
Okay.
Run safe.
Sorry,
for
did you
sure.
see that?
Reasonably
No,
good
you didn't
over
see
there.
that.
We're good. Alex says, non-Raw related, who do you think joins Max Dupree's new stable? Any chance for Pretty Deadly or Tyler Breeze? I think Mansoor, Mace, maybe Pretty Deadly. I don't think Tyler Breeze is headed there. Jambeard says, non-WWE
Great
super
shot.
chat. Can we give a shout out to
Straight down the
Kid
wicket.
Bandit? Kid coming back to Twitter and not letting transphobic trolls win is very good to see. Yeah, we had an interview Lily did with Kid Bandit recently. Always good to see Kid Bandit. Want to show him some love, but keep your head up. One of the really wonderful people in wrestling. Lashley promo. Then Lashley actually physically kicked Theory's ass. Now, Lashley talked about wanting to go for the world title, and then Austin Theory came out and he cut a shitty promo. It was bad.
Big shout for
It
that
was
one.
lame. It was so like I don't get it. Like, it was like, come on, give this guy a motivation or a reason or something. By the way, he and Riddle are dressed like they should be a tag team. But this was just not good, I didn't think. I thought this was just really lame and really bad, Denise.
I don't even remember what he said. What did he even
Exactly.
say?
They're going to have a match soon. That's it. It was bad. Look. Oh, he said, look at this bicep. This is why you don't deserve a title shot. Look at this bicep. Get out of here. We had Omos getting just his hands on Cedric Alexander. Riot DR says, felt the need to super chat to say, Cedric deserves much better. He dropped 30 pounds for a chance in the company. He's supremely
Sentry
talented
well
and is being
within reach
wasted
here.
as
He's
job
in
fodder
really
for
good
Omos.
form.
Unwanted toy is so accurate, it's scary. Well, he got jobbed the out, Denise. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Well, and I don't even know why we're surprised. It's not like they've been doing anything with Cedric for like what, the last
End of an
year?
expensive
And
over.
ever since the breakup with the Hurt Business, I just remember them like they were so
This
cool
bowler
coming out with
knows
their
how to give the
suits
ball
and
a
this and
little
that,
market tweak.
and it just
Let's see
went
how they go.
downhill after that for Cedric and Shelton.
Well, after, I mean, do want to talk a little bit about Cedric. It seemed like maybe he was doing something.
I don't
And they
think
get a
I
single
ever
there.
got that vibe.
Last night, I thought he was. I really
No,
thought
I
he was.
didn't. I knew it was just like a little sprinkle in all of this.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
Well, Connor says I can't buy Lashley as a face. Well, you know, I can. I think he's great.
Good
But
work
I'll
in the
tell you
field
what was
there.
weird. You had the Dirty D-Wags back in action. Not back in action, but you had Bobby Roode, age 46, by the way, in incredible shape. And Dolph Ziggler up at the Okerlund position is what they call that. And MVP comes and talks some trash. And he gets super kicked off the Okerlund position into Otis's arm, or Omos's arms. I don't know who I'm supposed to like here. Like, what are you expecting out of this? And are you happy to see the D-Wags back?
Sure.
One run there.
I think I like them more as a separate. They always have good matches. It's just that for me, I'm just not that big of a fan. I just need a little something more out of them. I think that I feel like they've just been doing a lot of the same thing repetitively. So for me, I
They've only
wasn't
got one
necessarily
use
too
of review,
excited.
so
to
they
see
must
them
be confident.
and I don't know
Damn.
what it means, so I know, but you put me on the spot. I was trying to work my way around it.
Well, hey, what's that over there? Says Cedric would fit in great with MLW's middleweight division. He would, but ain't getting big paychecks over there, that's for sure.
The impact.
How did Omos
is
look in the
outside
match?
the
I looked down
line.
at my phone for a second and missed the match. I mean, it barely existed. It was a few seconds squash. Like, that's it. Oh, boy. Daniel Brown says, is it possible WWE already ruined
Unsuccessful with
Ciampa? I just
that.
don't even think they
Their
know what they're
final
doing
review.
with it.
No, there's no way. No way. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say ruined. I think ruined maybe a little bit too much, but I do think that whatever your expectations were of Tommaso Ciampa on the main roster, I highly doubt we're going to be getting. No, I'm not going to say expectations. I would say your ideal expectations of what you wanted to see from Tommaso Ciampa on the main roster. I don't know if that's what we're going to get.
Terry Allen says Dana was in the ring while Cody was on the stage. I mean, yeah, they got that stuff
That's
ready and
four.
queued up,
Nice
but
shot.
I'm ready for them to stop with this Dominic stuff. Man, like, this is... Dominic lost to Veer. He put up a bigger fight this time than he did last time.
How
Great.
many times have they done it now?
Just
The
twice,
short
I think.
one.
Oh,
But
just
too
twice. Just the
early.
first time.
I
and
think,
then
I
the second.
think. But
I think
as
you're right.
as Veer is beating that ass, Ray just runs in. Am I supposed to, like, why? Why is Ray doing this? His son is signed to a WWE contract. Sometimes
launches
son is
that
going to get
up
that
and
ass beat,
over the
Denise. It's going to happen.
Because, Sean, they portray him as a little kid.
I know. He's, my God, he's like 27.
He's the same age as Braun Breaker. I'm
Oh, I
pretty
think-
sure I've
no, he's
Googled
older.
this before.
No, he's 20.
he's a
Okay, he's
couple months
25.
older.
My bad. He's 25, so he's older than Braun Breaker.
Yes, he's
Great
older
batting
than.
here. He played
Sometimes
really well
you're
to
gonna
make
get
it
that
to
ass
100
beat.
and
It's
shows
gonna
no
happen.
signs of stopping.
It's
But-
making you like Rey Mysterio less, and that's not a good thing because I love Rey Mysterio. But whenever he's associated with not like, and I hate, whenever he's associated with Dominic, which is hard to say because it's his
Right out
son.
of the middle.
But let's be real, like, it's not interesting. It makes you not want to, like, pay attention to anything that Ray and Dom are doing, like Rares. I'd rather have them separated, to separate them. Have Dominic become a man. Have him become a man, man. Go out there. Spread your wings.
Yeah, this is
Sink or swim.
Oh!
Without your
this
dad.
was
that
stupid.
mean?
Change in the commentary
No, it's not
box.
too mean.
Joining me now is James Taylor.
It's like, could you imagine
Good
if
afternoon,
Rikishi
everybody.
came out and jumped anybody who was beating the Usos during their matches?
I know.
Come on.
It's like having your parents fight your battles for you.
Well,
I
Ezekiel
enjoyed
is
that
fighting
innings.
Elias'
Saw some
battles
nice
for him,
shots with some
and
powerful
he beat
hitting.
Otis.
They have a good
Fine,
total
quick
to
match.
defend here.
But afterwards is the story. Kevin Owens comes out, and Ezekiel wants a rematch. Kevin Owens is like, no, but I'll only do it if you say you're Elias. So Ezekiel lies and says he's Elias, and the match is set. And Kevin
Players
Owens
and
is
umpires
livid
out in the
about
middle
it.
now for
Kevin
the
Owens
run
continues
chase.
to be good.
Should be a
I
good
was
one.
ready to move past this. I don't know what the end game is. What are your thoughts?
I told you. I called it yesterday. I said this is going to continue because just because he won doesn't mean he got the answer that he was looking for.
Well, I thought they would have a match tonight.
Yeah. I'm so happy that they gave Ezekiel the win here
Precision,
tonight, though.
just
He
a great
deserves it,
shot.
man. You know what? He's doing a good job. Again, I was a big fan of the work that he did last night with Kevin Owens, so I'm glad they gave him the win here today. And you know what?
Back for the
Seeing a
third.
rematch
Good
between
run.
Kevin Owens and Ezekiel, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
They had a good time. I would maybe add a stipulation to it or just something to switch things up a little bit, but I don't mind it.
Ricardo says Dom not getting better in the ring is the problem. That is an issue.
Darwan gets off the
And
mark.
we've got Daniel Brown saying, I love everything KO ever does, but after re-signing with WWE, this never-ending Zeke stuff is the best they
Great
got
shot,
for him.
driven
Put KO in the
straight down
title
the wicket.
picture. I mean, I wouldn't say it's been never-ending. It's been a couple months. I mean, feuds last a couple months. He
Good
had the
work in the
Austin
field
thing.
there.
That was kind of big. He main evented WrestleMania. That is a pretty big thing, but he definitely peaked right there for booking. Cyclops says that Denise is anti-dad. Sad to hear. And Yankee
they get a
says
single
Dom
there.
needs to go to NXT 2.0. He isn't ready for the main roster. That seems to be a prevailing belief. And our friend Brock says, any news out of Money in the Bank will have a big card. I'm thinking about saving up my paychecks to buy a flight out to Vegas and catch the show. Buddy, I honestly, if I were you, knowing how much
He plays
flights
that
are from here to
nicely.
there, I'd
Gets
pass on
two.
it. A flight to Vegas, 4th of July weekend. It's going to
Reverse
be...
it. No, it's not the flight. The flights are actually not expensive, and I know this because I just bought mine today. And I
You're
only
from
paid-
L.A., Denise.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Good
Sorry.
decision
Well,
with the
anyways, I
throwback
only
from
paid
the
$50 for my
Over.
flight. Yeah, and I'm gonna sit in Comfort Plus because I had a $50 voucher. So it was $100, but I had a voucher. So I only I paid $48. I rounded up. I paid $48, but the hotels. Now that's what's expensive. I got like the cheapest hotel that isn't gonna be like a Roach motel.
That's off the middle
And
of the bat.
like I still spent at least it's gonna be $600 and something for the hotels. The hotels
Flights.
is what's expensive, not the flight, the
Flight.
hotel.
The shittiest flight is like $325.
For you?
Yeah, oh yeah. And I'd have to drive to Cincinnati for that.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, mine was $48.
You know what?
Terrific shot.
Maybe
Timed
I need to
superbly
load up
and goes for four.
NordVPN.com/Fightful. Avoid that
Yeah.
price discrimination, Denise. NordVPN.com/Fightful, the fastest VPN in the world. Get a great deal, an additional month for free, and get 30-day money-back guarantee with NordVPN.com/Fightful. There's a big UFC show coming up this weekend.
sir.
You can get it at a
What a
reduced
delivery.
rate when you
Draws the
subscribe
edge.
with overseas services by using
Great
NordVPN.com/Fightful.
catch.
And it's not
Quick
just that.
reactions,
Not only will you
safe
save a bunch
hands.
of money, you've got that online threat protection, block online trackers, block annoying pop-up ads, and malware with NordVPN.com/Fightful. And you can change your virtual location with just one click. I use this all the time. I use it to buy each UFC pay-per-view, most wrestling pay-per-views as well.
Agarwal is the
WWE
new man
Network
at the
with
non-strikers
Canadian
end.
service there because I love the WWE Network a lot more than I like
Oh,
Peacock.
great shot.
NordVPN.com/Fightful. An incredible deal. Check them out. Hit them up at NordVPN on Twitter. Let them know you heard about them from us. Change your virtual location with just one click. You can be in Vegas, in LA, you can be in Abu Dhabi, wherever the hell you want to be with NordVPN.com/fightful.
So if you change your location to Los Angeles, would you be able to get the same prices that I'm getting from Las Vegas?
Absolutely not. because
No, right? Because it has to be the
That
airport.
doesn't change my
Sorry,
destination.
my
absolutely
bad.
not.
I'm the.
But it does help avoid like the cookies that pick up on my site when they upcharge and all
Okay,
that stuff.
sorry, I was confused.
Daniel says, I live in
Eggerwall
Vegas.
would
Check
be
out Summerlin
bitterly
area, 15
disappointed
minutes from
with
the
that.
strip, cheaper
Out for a
hotels, no
duck.
strip traffic. I'll be at Money in the Bank. I've got no desire to stay on the strip anymore.
Because you're like a dad, Sean. You're like old and like don't want to party.
Yeah, Denise, where do you go after?
Oh, I
AEW?
party.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I go to Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
No, I'm actually like the lamest person ever. I always go back to my
picks that
hotel
one
by like
nicely.
9 o'clock
Good
and I'm in
shot.
bed already.
Me too. Joel Woods says, who did Denise blackmail to get a $50 flight to Vegas?
Okay, yeah. So like Delta, they were the ones.
Yep.
They is on the freaking. You know when you like arrive, and instead of letting us off the plane, they kept us there for like 2 hours. Actually, I'm exaggerating. It was an hour, but regardless, they gave us a $50 voucher.
What a ball. Big appeal.
Jambeard says, what in the hell kind of pay pig
The whole
magic did
team running
Denise
over to
use to
celebrate.
get
This
$50
one means a
plane
lot.
ticket?
$48, and that was with tax included,
Oh my
and Comfort
gosh.
Plus, and a window seat.
Well, we had the Street Profits versus the Usos. Man, Montez has been beefing up. That guy has been beefing up. Like, he looks like he's ready for a singles run. But Angelo Dawkins wasn't letting anybody steal the spotlight. He did. Like, it's so funny. The dive that I always say that Montez does that tricks me into thinking there was a great match, Angelo Dawkins did it, and it looked awesome.
And he tricked you today because that
Yes.
did look awesome, especially because he's a heavier guy than Montez Ford. So it just looks a little bit more impressive when he does it. Oh, yeah, I loved it. I mean, this is not a match that we've seen. I mean, this is a match that we've seen a lot of times. So this is not like a fresh matchup by any means. But, you know, it's actually been a while since we'd seen it. I thought
Yeah.
it was like a 2-week ago thing. No, I looked. It's not. It's been a while.
But, I mean, still, it's happened way too much.
Yeah.
And championship contenders matches just shouldn't happen. They're dumb. They're stupid. That being said, I'll do the thing where I try to make the best out of bad WWE booking. They did it by count out, so that gives you a reason to want to see the rematch. But I've seen this
takes
match so
guy.
many times. And by the way, like, they could just beat other tag teams and get a tag team title shot. That makes a lot of sense to me too, Denise. You don't have to have the champions
Khan,
lose
he's
matches
off the
as
mark.
well. I don't like that. Joel Wood says Montez now looks like he ate the old Montez. Jesus Christ. He doesn't look bad. He looks great, though.
Yeah.
He looks jacked. Your thoughts on championship
Out of his
contender
ground,
matches
keeper is
having
confident.
the
Could be a
Usos
real bonus wicket.
lose
I
to
hate
get...
championship contender matches. They don't make sense to me. I don't even think
Yeah.
I understand them.
Yeah. Jambeard says Cena comes back and he announces he's in the Money in the Bank match
That's
and
an
he's going to win the
important wicket.
briefcase. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. As Melissa Cabello says,
The new
John Cena
batsman
coming back in my
will be down
hometown.
with
I'll
one
be
strikers
there.
in.
He's back on June 27th, Denise. This is great news. This is awesome news.
That's the Raw I'm not watching.
They take a single.
I just realized it because I would be
Livingston is the
traveling
new
back from
batsman.
Chicago from Forbidden Door.
Well, I'll be watching it, and we'll be here for a post-show. I mean, there have been
Perfect
murmurs, there have
technique
been
and placement.
rumors that John Cena was coming back. There have been a lot of theory references. There have been a lot of like posts referencing the U.S. title. It's the 20 years of Cena thing, and a lot of people were like, "Okay, this is it. It is it. He's coming back on June 27th."
Smash that to the
Now
boundary.
this was
Nice
like
ball.
yesterday. I'd posted like, I can't believe they had him for 17 matches last year. They aired one of them. That's dumb.
Jesus Christ.
Don't do that again. If he's at the TV tapings, let the guy wrestle on TV. He draws ratings. People say, there's no reason to. Yeah, there is. He's a gigantic star, and he's wrestling anyway, so put it on TV. I don't care if he pins Reggie in 2 minutes. Put him on TV, have him win a match. Just let people enjoy it and see it on TV, in person, all that stuff. And he can work a six-man tag
Reasonably good over
afterwards,
there.
too. Denise, what do you think they're doing? It looks like Austin Theory.
Well, given that that's what they've been pushing and that's what I've been seeing, and given that Austin Theory looks to be a favorite of Vince McMahon, then I can see him doing something with Austin Theory. It's all making sense. But like I said, I am curious to see how long he's actually going to be there. If this is going to be just like a one-off thing for his 20-year celebration. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Honestly, I do hope, though, if they, like you said, if you actually have them there, use them, do something with them, because it's not every day we get John Cena. And when you said it too, and you said 17 matches, I was kind of like baffled by that, because even right away I was like, wait, I don't remember any of that. Well, that's because I didn't watch it. And it's kind of astonishing now that I think about it.
Here's a wild thing to think about, Denise. So it was a bunch of dark matches. He teamed with the Mysterios and a lot of people like that. And it was the lead up to SummerSlam. And
So it was the Summer of
great
Cena is what
fielding.
they were
That's a
calling it,
boundary
right?
yeah, they
side.
call it the Summer of Cena. Like, just
They'll get
the
one
guy
there.
on TV, let him wrestle, do it. When you think about it, 3.5 years, in 3.5 years, Denise, he's had one in-ring match, and that was against
7
Roman
runs
Reigns.
added in that
His
over.
Firefly Funhouse wasn't in the ring. He didn't come back until the following year, and after January of 2019,
This
he was
ball
gone.
really can get
So-
these spinning a long way. Let's see
We've
how they
barely
go.
seen him wrestle in 3.5 years.
I'm thinking he's got to be at Money in the Bank then, right?
And that's
I would
4.
imagine they will try to get him at Money in the Bank and
Because it's just a
SummerSlam.
couple days after. I mean, the following weekend after that he's there. And so if they do like a one thing where it's like he gets there, does something with Austin Theory, and then they announce a match with Austin Theory and John Cena or something like that. I can see that happening.
So what they did was they had him in from about July 20-something. It was mid-July through
That's what the crowd have
mid-September.
come to see.
If they could get 2
Nicely
months out of him
played.
and have him go late June to mid-September, late September, you get Money in the Bank, you get SummerSlam, and you get Clash of the Castle over in the UK. Book him against three big matches. I think he should beat Austin Theory too, because listen, yeah, I don't think Austin Theory is at that level yet. Reductive says Theory is Gen Z John Cena, Gen Zena. He wishes.
And then also, like, who are they going to have in terms of, like, big stars for Money in the Bank? Like, Cody's out.
Was gone for all money. but
Roman
the
gonna
throw
be
went
there?
up the
I
wrong
don't
Do
know.
we
end.
know?
Ends
I don't
that
know. I
over.
mean, they haven't seemed that keen on booking him.
So, yeah. Like,
Jambeard says, just because I want wrestling Twitter to blow up, I want Cena to win Money in the Bank and cash in and become a record-breaking 17-time champ, then retires the next night on Raw. I don't think it would blow up and be that
Shots.
angry unless he retired. If he retired without dropping the title, I think it would be. I think that would be pretty rough.
He'll get 2 for that.
Patches
Great shot.
Redacted says Denise says she doesn't want to do Findom, that she blames the super chat for saying the whole word MFer and says they need to pay more money. That's true, because I'm not going to read it unless you pay a lot of money. Kid named Brock says there's a girl my age at work I have a big crush on. Any advice you all would give me so I wouldn't be so awkward?
Wait,
I
is
don't
this
know
Brock?
what to do. Yes. I'll tell you what not to do, Brock. Don't hit her with a tray. Don't do the same advice I had at the Dairy Queen last time. Don't do that. I don't know, just be
He
honest.
never looked like getting
as
home
long
there.
as you're
Took the gamble against the fielder and lost badly.
not being creepy or anything like Denise is so often, you'll
Oh,
be
I'm
able to be
super
all right.
creepy. That's how I got my man. I was super creepy about it.
Really?
I was
Tell us how.
I'm stalker type, like
Tell us
stalker
how.
psycho type. Like I stalked and lurked him all over MySpace. Like I knew all his friends, all his family members. I knew
Bit of a
everybody
task
that
for
he
the new batsman
associated
here,
with. I
trying to
read
turn
all
this
his
innings
wall
around
comments,
after a steady flow of
everything.
wickets in recent
I'm
overs.
psycho type. Don't do that, Brock. Or do, it worked for me. What?
Straight Edge
What?
says, I think Riddle should win Money in the Bank and have a match against Roman at Money in the Bank for his step up. I don't think they need Riddle to win Money in the Bank. I think he's already tied enough to Roman Reigns to where they can just get away with doing that match. Alejandro says, are we getting Money in the
4
Bank
runs.
qualifiers the next 2 weeks or so? Montez should definitely be in it. I wish they would. I wish they would add some stakes to these shows.
Was it Survivor Series or was it Money? It was Survivor Series,
what a
right? Where they
catch.
just announced everybody randomly on social media for like no godforsaken reason.
Yeah.
Did they have qualifiers for last year's
About to
Money in the
face
Bank? I
their
don't
first
remember.
ball.
And Joel Wood says, my advice for Brock, don't listen to Sean's post-show description of Ms. TV. Definitely don't do that. Charlie Escalante says, here to say I've been hooked on your reviews the past couple of months, and I'm on the sobriety journey. Your content has been incredibly helpful.
The
I
batsman
always love
wants
to
to
hear
get the
that,
strike
my
turning
friend.
over.
That makes me very, very happy. Gruber Teds
Yes. Catch it.
says, send Beth some feet pictures, will you? Fresher breath air will be nice from you. Ted went through my Cameo reviews and found the person who did the review. Their name was Beth. I'm
gets off the
sure it
Oh,
was
no
a
wonder I was
Beth.
like, who's Beth?
I'm sure it was a Beth.
Oh, it was a woman?
Yeah.
I thought it was a man this whole time.
Allegedly, Denise.
Bowler.
I bet.
The way that it came off,
If that was
I
thrown
just
to the
don't.
other end,
I mean, I don't
think
know.
you'd
It's
be
very-
looking at
it was
another
very
wicket
clearly
for
a guy.
sure.
Yeah, it
James
has to be a
Barnes.
guy.
Yes, that was the point. That's why I kept doing this, Denise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure that you knew that it was most likely a
Put a lot
guy.
on that
I
one.
didn't want you not to
One
know.
bounce and it goes for 4.
Denise,
What?
I'm so
Because
glad.
when you told the story, I visualized a guy. I didn't
Very
visualize a girl.
clearly, I thought that
Not
too.
able to
Well, you
connect.
didn't put that out there.
Because it doesn't matter. I'm not a homophobe, Denise.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that it does
It's
like.
Pride Month, Denise. Shut up.
I was just saying. I didn't know if you knew.
James Boris says, Denise, my step host jokes over the last few months were only a joke. Don't make it real. Sheesh.
What is it? Pay pig. What is it called again? Pay pig. Pay.
Let's get through these
pig?
super chats. Nerd Guru says, I'd be down for Lashley beating Theory. And then we get Cena Lashley at SummerSlam. That would be sick. I would love that too. I would like that a lot more than I would like Theory and Cena, but we're probably getting that.
Appeal for that one.
Cadillac Carson says, is there going to be an Elias run-in? Maybe Ezekiel and Kevin are fighting backstage. Ezekiel disappears. Pre-tape of Elias hitting Kevin with the guitar. Then Ezekiel comes back to get the pin. I wish they would have had the foresight to film something like that, Denise. I wish they would have had the frame of mind to be like, okay, this is what we're doing before you shave off the beard. Let's
runs
go
to the boundary
ahead
before.
and film some Elias stuff here, like with a green screen. Like, let's just put some stuff in the can. Wish they would.
Sean, please, you're asking way too much. You honestly think they were
Wow.
going to think, hey, let's think ahead a couple of months because he's going to be doing this gimmick.
is the wicket
Hey,
they
this
were
is what we're
after.
going to do down the road. No way.
Well, they thought ahead for Finn Balor joining Judgment Day. I heard about this last week, Denise, but I heard it was supposed to happen at Hell in a Cell, actually.
So,
But-
nice.
I hadn't heard that Edge would be getting booted out. I heard somebody mention it possibly happening today. Chambeard says Judgment Day is the new Findom club. And Comrade Rain says Edge cut his hair, changed his theme to be kicked out of his own group. He thought he knew them. So they introduce
that
Finn
going?
Balor, who's
Called a
giggling and
ride.
laughing, and then they say they got to eliminate the weakness, and that's Edge. Well, if
Not
Edge
sure
is
why they're appealing
like,
there.
Edge is taking some time off or something, they beat his ass bad. They put him through a table. They did the coup de grace. They had the bar in his mouth and all
That's
that
not
stuff.
out.
I didn't think that Edge would be booted out of this group, but you know what? I'm pretty happy about it, Denise, because this sucked. This was, I mean, not the segment. This segment was real good, but this dynamic was not good.
They'll get
It
a
wasn't
single.
for me. I didn't like it. I'm glad they're moving on. Edge is better as a baby face. Just have him come out and say, my ego got the best of me. My bad. I'm sorry. Try to erase him in this group because the promo material was bad. But I love this turn, and I like Finn Balor joining them because he just hasn't been interesting to me before this.
Keeper.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that having Finn Balor now
plays
be
that
part of
nicely.
this group
Gets
and
two.
not just be part of it, but be the actual leader. Dude, this is the direction. This is like the shaking up that we needed for Finn Balor. Like, how many times haven't we been on this show talking about how shitty things have been for Finn Balor? And this is the first time, like, I mean, obviously when he was doing this like recent stuff with AJ Styles and Liv Morgan, I liked all of that was cool and everything, but this kind of feels like it's going to be more of a focal point for Finn Balor. So am very excited about this, and I hate to say it, but I was kind of really glad too that they kind of kicked out Edge and made me like things a little. I liked it more when they kicked out Edge and had Finn Balor as the leader than Finn Balor just joining and being the fourth person. It made me like it a lot more when he actually became the leader. So that was good. I think that I think the dynamic between Damian Priest and Finn Balor is also going to work a little bit better. I just don't think that he and Edge necessarily had the chemistry that they needed for this. I don't think they had any chemistry together. There really wasn't anything, like they weren't on the same wavelength. I think he could be on the same wavelength with Finn Balor, and they could make this cool. Drop all this mountain of omnipotence stuff. Drop everything that they had with everything that Edge mentioned in his promos. Drop all of that. And if this does lead to Finn Balor doing it, working a program with Edge, I'm totally here for that. By the way.
Catch!
Sean, you're a good friend of mine, but you've been muted for like the last 30 seconds.
Bobby the Train says, did Cody's injury necessitate the Edge face turn, or was this always the plan? Edge's turn lasted 3 months. Love a good swerve, but this is nonsensical. Finn and Priest have feuded since February. Wanted AJ and Finn to form a WWE Bullet Club. Missed opportunity. I thought that they would too, but that never happens. WWE doesn't seem like they're ever really going to do a Bullet Club thing. I heard about the Finn thing last week. I didn't hear about the Edge thing until today.
There's a chance if that hits.
So I do think the Cody thing probably did, but that's hardly anything I can confirm. Joel asked if it was a last-minute audible. I'm going to find out, but as of now, that's not something I can kind of
The bowler's
confirm.
Now just one away.
Cadillac Carson says a double turn, when done correctly, can be pretty sweet. I thought they did a good job with Finn and Edge. Interested to see where this leads to. Oh, this double turn was much better than anything else that this group has done.
But does Edge feel like a babyface to you right now? He still doesn't feel like a babyface to me, though.
Who, Edge? Well, I think a lot of it will depend on his next promo.
He's supposed to be I think he's supposed to be the babyface because they turned on him, but I don't really feel like he is.
Hey, what's that over there? Says, hey, or can't wait to see Finn come out on Priest's shoulders. That's funny. I could see that. And Josh says, it's a shame Christian is playing manager with Tarzan and the dinosaur. Edge and Christian versus Balor and Priest would have been sweet. I mean, I think that Christian's done some cool things in AEW, but based on how WWE books their 40-something talent, it seems like he probably would have had a pretty good gig in WWE. Like, I think he probably would have been booked well. Ian Simmons says that Finn as a heel in NXT was one of my favorite things he did. Have him win Money in the Bank and let him go crazy. He's a top villain. He can be. He absolutely can be. The D Burns show says something I noticed a few weeks ago. Whenever Edge would cut promos enticing AJ and Liv to join Judgment Day, they'd never mention Finn. That hinted at the turn. That's an interesting dynamic. I'll have to go back or an interesting note. I'll have to go back and check that out. Big 360 says, hey, SRS in Hollywood. First time, long time. Raw was actually good tonight, except for Veer and the Mysterios. Love the New Japan style Balor swerve. This was one of the best things that Judgment Day has done, and it was deconstructing the group. Ry Gillen says was pretty blown away by the double turn with Edge and Finn. Have you heard of this being a possibility, Sean? Finn standing in the middle made me feel like he's going to be the leader, and it's great to see him in a faction. I did hear about, it was hyped up a little bit too much to me today, and I couldn't get like a confirmation within WWE, but I did have somebody that said that something like this was going to happen. They thought that Edge was going to be out and Finn in, but couldn't get that confirmed, or else I would have ran it. Jambeard says, have Sandow come back and say he's Elias, and everyone but KO believes him. He's wrestling this weekend at NWA Always Ready. He's doing a swan song, actually. Rob Bass says, hey, Sean and Denise, question for you. When Miz did Miz TV and he talked about Money in the Bank briefcase and how you cash it in, but Cody earlier said a title shot at Mania. Who's correct here? Miz is correct there. That was something that actually was questioned by the people reading the copy, by Cody at the commercial. And they just said, just read it like that. It is the same as it's always been.
They're
Yeah, why
asking
do
the
they keep
question.
having Cody do that? They also did it in the commercial. And that was a big topic
Don't
when
know.
that whole thing happened.
Don't know.
Interesting. I don't know why they're
the
doing
new
it.
batsman.
I'm Abel
And there's a
says, don't
big
really think
task
this will shake
ahead
up
of them
anything
to
for Finn. Look
steady
what
this
happened with
innings.
Ali and
Go
Retribution.
on, bowled him.
I think
It's
this has
all
more of a
over.
potential because the retribution stuff was just a little bit too quirky.
Yeah, the Retribution stuff was a knee-jerk reaction to somebody on a investor call saying, "What are you going to do about new talent and falling ratings?" They
Good
said, "Let's
bowler.
get a bunch of new
Batting
talent
side
here."
failed to
They had
survive the
no idea
overs
who was going to be
and
in
are
there.
all out.
Mark says, "Stuck in my room all day with the Rona, sleeping. Woke up to a lot of the AEW
That's all
and
the cricket.
Edge stuff
For
on
now,
Twitter.
at least.
Like a lot.
We hope to see you
Fam,
again
what I
soon.
miss. I mean, it's
But
just
for
people
now,
thinking that
it's
anything written
goodbye.
off. And that's not the case yet." Joel says this also increases the possibility of a Finn and AJ feud, which I am all here for.
That's what I said. Yeah, that too. Finn and AJ.
I agree with that. And guys, getting your thumbs up. We're at the main event, and I thought it was a damn good main event. Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Doudrop, and Rhea Ripley. It ends with Rhea Ripley getting a title shot. She hit the Riptide on Doudrop. It was amazing. I think I predicted it last week or last night when we said, "What's next for Bianca?" And I said, well, it's Rhea, of course, because she got pinned last week for the first time. Rhea had been on a hot streak, and then they have her lose. Then the next week they have her get in the title match. That is so goddamn stupid. That is so stupid that they do that all the time. But this was a very good match. Dorian says, why did they have Rhea lose to Liv last week? Beats me, my friend. Wish I knew. That's dumb. One thing I want to point out, and it's something that Sean Garner mentioned. He sent a very generous super chat. Thank you, John. He said, Alexa and Liv should become a tag team after tonight. I feel like I normally I'd say yes, because they worked incredibly together. Their offense on a double team aspect was just fantastic. But I feel like Liv, it's like every 2 months, like, here's your partner, here's your partner, here's your partner. She's been through like 5 or 6 partners at this point.
She has, but I do agree with that though. I want to see Liv and Alexa Bliss.
worked great
Well,
together.
I tweeted this. I'm like, I don't care if they're opponents with one another, if they're a tag team. I just want them together in a program, period, because they have a lot of similarities and there's a lot of stuff about them that I just think would work so well. I would love that. I would be a huge fan of that if they did it. But this main event was phenomenal. I loved the way that Doudrop was just like this, this force to be reckoned with in this match. I really loved that. I loved how fiery Liv Morgan was, how fiery Alexa Bliss was, Rhea Ripley coming in with all the strength in the world. I mean, this was good. I loved the Riptide at the end, and her basically winning the match to go on to face Bianca Belair. They have history together. I still will never forget that moment at the Royal Rumble where I literally did not know who it was going to be winning that match, and they were the final 2 women. That was one of my favorite Royal Rumble moments like ever. So this has been a long time coming, and I'm excited that they're finally doing it. This was the right call and a good main event. Like, everybody looked good in it.
So weird to just first off, don't book the match last week. Don't book Rhea and Liv last week. You don't need to do it. But ABW says Alexa and Liv for tag champs. They definitely kept mentioning them working together in commentary. Feels like Becky or returning Bayley will get the briefcase. I think there are a lot of options for the briefcase. I think that Bliss and Liv as a team could work, and they could naturally go up against Doudrop and Nikki, because Nikki was out there as well. I thought every woman in this match performed outstandingly. Even Bianca at ringside playing up all the stuff that they did was really good. This was a fantastic main event for Raw.
Have they announced anything yet for the women's tag team titles? Did I miss an announcement? They haven't announced anything yet, right?
No,
like, we don't even know what's going on.
They might not, and they might not.
You think they're not going to bring back the titles?
I think there's a real possibility, yeah.
Unless they make Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan a team.
Yeah.
Or give it to Doudrop and Nikki.
Nothing. Well, Denise, tell the people where they can find you.
YouTube.com/Denise Salcedo. My watch along did pretty good, which I'm very, very happy about. Lots of stuff up there. Please go check that out. Twitter and Instagram @_ Denise Salcedo. I finally hit 69K, Sean. So yay, good for me. That's it. That's all I've got at the moment.
I'm at 176,000 now.
Bravo. You know what? I'm happy for you, Sean. I'm rooting for you as a friend.
Guys, thank you all so much. Please leave a thumbs up on this video. We are live after Raw, after NXT, after AEW Dynamite, after Impact, SmackDown, and AEW Rampage. Every pay-per-view. Denise has a very busy schedule of coverage for us coming up. And then we got a bunch of daily news shows. Not daily news shows, but we got tons of shows over on FightfulSelect.com as well. We've got Queen Monet saying, I missed the super chat about Judgment Day. Well, by God, you know what? I'm going to scroll up and find it. Our moderator, Luis, a little rusty, but he says TJD.
Put Luis on the spot.
He's been out. He's got that ring rust.
He's
Says
got
TJ,
ring rust.
the Judgment Day was my favorite thing. What happened was exciting. Also excited for Rhea and Bianca, but now I feel like Rhea won't be the one to beat Bianca. I don't either, but I think that they're going to have a killer match. Like, you give them 15 minutes, and they're going to absolutely kill it. They're going to do great. But also, I want to say welcome back, Luis. Thank you to Drew for filling in over the past week. He did great. Guys, until next time, we're out.
Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to another episode of the NXT post-show after party deal thing. In your house edition, featuring me, Alex, and my co-host, Kate. We do this on the Fightful. And you know, this is a thing that we do now. I'm really getting worse at the intros, Kate. I just can't seem to get it streamlined down to a cool.
In case you've been living under a rock, my name is Kate Elizabeth, and I am the fastest rising star in professional wrestling media.